you totally went there. It didn't come from a Red Hot Chili Peppers song, like everybody says. Although they did write, the lines are like, standing in line to see a show tonight. So whenever somebody brings that up, I just turn it around and say, yeah, they wrote a song about waiting outside to see us when we had a show going on. So, but it had nothing to do with that. There was a song that we had before on the first EP, and we were recording it. It was called Heavy Glow. It was just playing around with words, like fill up the syllables kind of thing. And Stevie Salas, the guy that was producing us, told us we should just use it as a band name. So I think it worked really well. I like it. So pisses me off. There's a lot of bands that are putting heavy in their name now, but whatever. Am I allowed to say pissed on this?
Yes.
It's like PG-13 or R.
This is whatever you want.
Because this couch is very X-rated right now.
Is this the end you're dreaming of?
I think just in those two words, it probably does a really good job of describing it. It's, I mean, there's a lot of bands that can be just loud. There's a lot of bands that can be just like heavy, or turn the amps up to 12 or whatever. But I think we're trying to be more about a balance. Like, we're trying to be heavy and glow. We're trying to be, a rock band that rolls. A rock band that is like, it's like a nice, can punch you in the face but be sensual, and it's hard hitting and it makes you groove at the same time. Definitely has swagger. I think of if you listen to some of like the really popular Aerosmith stuff, like in the 70s, like Walk This Way or something like that. I mean, that's like a really funky kind of guitar riff. So I think they've definitely got swagger. So I mean, it used to be back in the day, like if you were in a rock band, like everybody went out and were dancing and having a good time, and that was what you did. That was the music they played at the clubs, or at the what would have been like the go-go and the discotheque and all that kind of stuff. Nowadays it's just totally different. It's just very bass heavy, computer generated kind of stuff. So. There's three members. There's Joe, the bass player. There's Andrew, the drummer, and we recreate. That's a good word. We keep the live, as close to the studio as possible, and vice versa. So it's not that I'm anti-computer. It's just it's not me. So I think there's a way to use everything in a way that makes it come off as real. And I mean, for me personally, I'm kind of sick of computer-generated bands. Every band that has their hair in perfect place, and every band that, is, I mean, whatever. People can smell fake a mile away. So Heavy Glow is about us being us and playing the music that we like, and we don't owe anybody for it, and so that's what keeps us real, and it's really, all that we really care about is just kind of, playing more and doing, making better music, and if I can't sleep at night because of something stupid I did, then it's not worth it. It's going to be called Pearls and Swine and Everything Fine. The album's been done and completed and all that kind of stuff, but we're just kind of sitting back and enjoying the shopping moment, the moment for shopping the album. So, but everything's done. I mean, honestly, I'll probably go home after the tour and start writing the third album. So. And I'll have the third one done by the time the second one comes out, and then just keep going. Feedback's been really good. Headhunter was just on Under the Dome, and that was really cool. So it was like on the part of the episode where they find out that they're under the dome, and there's a DJ, and he's like, "Oh, that was like really badass music coming from," and then he stops. He's like waiting for him to say Heavy Glow, which would have been cool. But that didn't happen. So, but I mean, it was still great. But reception's been good. The people that have been following us, throughout the band's history have seemed really excited, and they seem to think it's like the best stuff that they've heard so far, so it's always good. Hitchcock. Twilight Zone kind of stuff. I like older movies better, like 70s Robert De Niro. No, I watched a lot of Hitchcock growing up. Like Rope, that old Hitchcock movie. I pick up a lot from movies just as far as imagery goes. Like I think the biggest thing that I picked up from Hitchcock Like Psycho, for instance. It's a lot of really good art leaves it up to you to kind of fill in the blanks. You know, if you watch the shower scene in Psycho, you never actually see the knife go through the skin. But, you know, at the same time, you're looking away the whole time too. Like just the way that he shot it, and I mean, he actually used chocolate or whatever when he was like syrup or something when he was in the shower. But I think it's those things that stand out more. And that's why I try and keep so much space when I'm writing music with heavy glow. Because some bands will fill up the space. And I think you can get away with a lot more dynamics by having space. So that when you come back in stronger. You know, if it goes down really quiet, then it's like a Pixies thing. Like if you go down really, you know, quiet, you know, and soft, and you bring it back up huge, and everybody comes in at the same time, then you know, it just makes it that much, you know, more effective. So that's the kind of thing that I think about. You know, we're looking to do a music video here pretty soon for one of the songs off the album, and you know, I just like it when people leave stuff up to the imagination, when it's more subtle. When it leaves room for you to kind of put it together on your own, that's creepier than saying this is what it is. Like, I think Psycho's creepier than watching, you know, some 80s horror flick or something where you see blood all over the place, and it's more disturbing that way. Your mind's already fucked up. Like, if you can play into the fact that every time you go into the shower, you know, you're going to be thinking, okay, this is like the most vulnerable place I could ever possibly be in. You know, and then kind of play into that and leave it up to your imagination. That's much better than like some dude walking in with a machete and just chopping your head off. Because you already know what happened. Like big band, I think like Queens of the Stone Age just made a really good album. Like Clockwork was awesome. I would love to play with Ty Segall. That'd be cool to play with him. Mr. Gnome out of Cleveland. They're really cool. I don't know if you've heard them or not, but they're really cool. But yeah, some of those guys. We do a Fight Club thing before we go on stage. So I'll go up to the drummer and ask him to hit me as hard as he can in the shoulder. And I don't know, it's just, you get your nerves up and everything else and rolling, you want to go out there and just, I don't know how it started, but that's the only tradition I can think of. Big tour, national, some cities we've never played before, which should be cool. And we're touring with a band called Black Pussy out of Portland. Playing with some other cool bands, Mothership out of Dallas, and Buffalo Killers out of Cincinnati, and a bunch of really cool bands along the way. So.